let's take a look at activity 23. And what are we doing? We're learning about latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude. I don't have my globe here, but I showed you that before, and you can see a picture in our book. All right, so latitude and longitude are the imaginary lines. So latitude is an imaginary line that runs east to west around the Earth. So if I have my globe, it'll be going around this way, okay? And latitude lines are of equal distance north or south of the equator. You know the equator? Equator. Where is the equator?
Equator is the middle of
the middle, right. So in our diagram, we see the equator is the midpoint around the Earth. Okay? So let's say if I were the Earth, it's like my belt, the middle part of me. Okay? That would be my equator. I hope the equator doesn't get any bigger than what I have right now. But the equator of the Earth, north of it, we have north latitude. South of it, we have south latitude. Now, how about the numbers? So 0 degrees is the equator. And then as you go up from the equator, the number gets higher, all the way up to 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is at the North Pole. The North Pole. The North Pole is 90 degrees. The South Pole. The South Pole is also 90 degrees. So this is south. This is called 90 degrees south latitude at the South Pole. 90 degrees north latitude at the North Pole. Got that? Okay, where's 0?
Equator.
At the equator. You got it. Okay, at the North Pole, it's 90 degrees north. At the South Pole, it's 90 degrees south. And then the 0 is all along the equator. How about longitude? So longitude is another imaginary line that runs from north to south around the Earth. And longitude lines are closer together near the North and near the South Poles, and farther apart near the equator, because you know it's a round globe. Now, the prime meridian, that's an important thing. Prime means most important. It means major. So these are meridians. These are lines are called meridians. The prime meridian refers to the latitude line that runs from the North Pole to the South Pole, passing through a particular place called Greenwich, England. Greenwich, England. And so they measure that as 0 degrees. So if you are in Greenwich, England, it's called 0 degrees. Then from 0 degrees, you can go west longitude, and you can go east longitude. So if you go all the way around a circle, how many degrees are there in a circle? How many degrees are there in a circle? Do you know? All together in one circle. Did you learn your math? No, you forgot it all? Okay, how about 360? Okay, so in a circle, in a whole circle, there are 360 degrees, okay? So if you start at 0 and you go around one way to the west, you can go that way. In the east, you can go the other way. And at the end, in the back, it's 180, right? You understand 180? For example, lots of times I'll say, oh, 180. Make a 180 turn like this, okay? You understand? Do you understand 90 degree turn? 90 degree would be this way. I'm turning 90 degrees. But here, I'm turning 180. How about if I do a 360? 360, like that, right? That's 360. I can go 90 degrees either one way or the other, right? I can do 180 degrees either one way or the other, like that. Okay? Got that? 360 degrees all the way around. I might get dizzy if I do it again, so I don't think I'll do it again. So what do we think about the degrees on the Earth? We are measuring from a starting point. And the starting point 0 is a place in England. All right, that's what we start off as 0, because the people who were studying geography at that time said, well, we got to start somewhere, so let's just call this place 0, right? And then it goes all the way down around to 180 degrees, and we call it west longitude or east longitude. If it's west of Greenwich, England, it's west longitude. If it's east of Greenwich, England, it's called east longitude. So latitude and longitude lines appear together on a map, and they allow you to pinpoint the absolute location of cities and other geographic features. So we have a map on page 109 that shows the United States, and it shows you some degrees. It shows you some latitude and longitude degrees. And if you remember, this is the United States, you remember where England is? So let's look at this map. If this is the United States here, England is over that way, right? So England is the 0 point, so we must be positive, 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 positive this way. And if you look at the numbers at the top of the page, then you can see that we have part of the United States where it says 70 degrees west, 80 degrees west, 90 degrees west, 100 degrees west, 110 degrees west, 120 degrees west. Are you with me? Yeah. Do you see those numbers? Yes. Okay, why are they west? They're west of where? They're west of Greenwich, England, of the prime meridian. They're west of that place. Now, on the chart, on the map, we also see some numbers on the side, and these numbers show 50 degrees north, 45 degrees north, 40 degrees north, 35 degrees north, 30 degrees north, 25 degrees north. Do you see those numbers? Yes. Okay, what do those mean? Where are they? Where is 0? Do you remember where 0 is? At the equator. Okay, so let's take a look. When we look at the map of the United States on a piece of paper like this, we have to imagine where the rest of it is. Okay, so where is the equator? This way or that way? Down here. Okay, so you see the numbers? So if we say that the equator is here, let's say this is Central America. Let's say this is Ecuador. Ecuador is the place, a country, and the Spanish name means the same as equator. That's the name of the country. It's called Ecuador. Yeah. So there, farther north, we keep on going, the numbers get higher. So this is why this is 25, and this one is 50. And when you go up to Canada, is the number going to be lesser or greater? Greater. It'll be greater. Until how many? What is the top number? What is the highest number? 90 degrees, right. Where do we see 90 degrees? At the North Pole, right, at the North Pole. You remember that it's in the North Pole. So from the equator all the way up to the North Pole, they're 90 degrees. And you can see that the USA is between approximately 25 degrees north, all the way up to almost 50 degrees north for the mainland. But for other states, 2 other states, they're farther away. How about Alaska? What is the latitude of Alaska? Can you see that? Yes, from 60 degrees north to maybe 70 degrees north, all right? So that much farther north. And it's farther west than most of the United States. And it's 150 degrees west. That's compared to 120 here. How about Hawaii? Is it the same distance or different? Different. Let's look at Hawaii. You can see it's 20 degrees north and it's 155 degrees west. So it's going to be in this direction and like so. Okay? So it'll be farther west and a little bit south in the middle of the ocean. What ocean is that? That's the Pacific Ocean. Good.